All right, check, check, check. Can you guys hear me? Check, check it, check it, check it, check, check. All right. So I'm gonna just get started. I got my water this time. Let me take a swig. Hold on. I was like, maybe the Lord don't want me to stream tonight, and I just need to be to myself. Cool with me. Um. So tonight we are streaming everywhere besides TikTok. Let me go live on TikTok, I guess. In a way, I really wish I could see my colors that I got going in the background. But for some reason, my camera only wants to do black and white, and I don't know why. All right, let's see. Let's see. I need more water. Okay. 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 Hey, on Twitch. So when y'all all tuning in, make sure you are comment down below the type of gear that you have, and where you're from, so that way we can have the proper, I guess, educational talks on how to use your gear and what gear you have, because my gear is not going to work for you. In a way, so I'm not going to, if you know what type of gear I shoot on, keep that a personal secret that you just know. You just got a little win right there. But if not, let's all chat among us and see what type of gear. I think the goal is now is to create a dope, safe photography environment for those who feel like, hey, I don't have no photography friends. I don't have no community. Or where can I go to like just kick it and talk photography gear without feeling like I'm a know-it-all or I don't have too much, right? So welcome, 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 and more welcome. In a way, this is a safe community. This is a safe place for you. So come on in the room. I'm gonna cut the music down in the background, y'all. So I don't feel like I'm screaming and yelling over the music, but the vibes are vibing. Okay, so let's go straight into the introduction. My name is Brianna with Brianna Mouse Photography, and I have been a photographer for the past, hold on, I'm gonna say 12 years because I have started before my son was conceived, and he is in my belly. But now he's out and walking the earth and the land. He is 11 years old. I didn't always shoot what I currently shoot on, but I've always had some type of camera in my hand per se. You know what I'm saying? It. Okay. I don't know why that's like that on Instagram, but we're here. But yeah, so I have been shooting on everything, and for those sensitive platforms, not pew pew wise, but as a camera, like you know, we love a good moment, right? Um, so okay, TikTok want to battle. All right, so not only that, so I've been doing that for about 12 years. I originally started out wanting to be a fashion photographer. I have started out wanting to be a beauty photographer, but because my background was I've always on a modeling troupe, so I start off with modeling per se. Yes, I'm 5'3", know how to model with the best of them. Get with it, get with it. I can spin you down. Play with your mama, not me. Okay, play with your mama, not me. And that was that. So the benefit of me transitioning to being a photographer is I already knew what a photographer was expecting out of a model. So I was like, oh, this is gonna be cakewalk because I used to be a model. I know how to help the females, build their portfolio, and why not be that trusted space in the photography industry because there are, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not trying to make a dig at men, but there are some men that are some creepazoids out there, and they like to shoot with other things besides the camera. If you know what I mean. So that's that. So I think my goal was to just always create a safe environment for other lady models or female models in a way. So when we do push them, they can feel safe. When they hit a certain pose with their body, they don't feel like they're being taken advantage of. And I think that was just really needed, at the time. But however, can I do fashion and beauty photography? Yes, I can. Am I currently doing it? No. Why not? We're gonna talk about that later. But we're here to talk about here. So along the journey and whatnot of being a photographer, I started doing weddings and proms per se, and I quickly realized that I do love weddings. I love love. I love people being in love. I love seeing people cry about love. I love the mushy thing. It was like I'm a hopeless romantic, and it was a way for me to like hide behind the hopeless romantic that I am, and not to get talked about it. So if any of my family members are watching, hey family. But my older sister, I'm not gonna drop her name because I'm trying to have a phone call. She's like, "Why you put my name right there?" Girl, hush. You get paid. Hold on, let me take some water because I do have a dry throat, and it's itchy all of a sudden. I don't know what's been going on with the weather down here in Texas, but it been whooping me. It been whooping me bad. Okay. Make sure y'all saying hello in the comments on whatever platform you are watching from, so I can shout you out and we can get this education going. Oh, okay. Alright. So on top of that being a fashion photographer, being a wedding photographer, event photographer, I just love weddings. So weddings was the ones I always got consistent bookings for. I've always got consistent bookings with event photography, and that's what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about our gear as an event photographer per se, right? Because I know a lot of people wants to know, hey, I just got my camera gear and I'm ready to make some money. This conversation is like always one of them conversations. Like you can't talk about this without that, and I can't tell you about this unless you have mastered this area or you are at a good place. In this area, per se. But let's say you are confident who you are as an artist, as a photographer, and you make dope photography. Now people are like, hey, I want to purchase your services to take pictures at my event, my birthday, the whole shebang, the whole dangaboo. Cool. Now we're gonna talk about the gear. So I am a Sony Alpha shooter. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not the ambassador yet, but hey, Sony Alpha or any sacred ambassadors out there for Sony. If you are looking for another brand ambassador, a brand ambassador, a black female with DEI or something like that, and you need hey team, take Camille on Instagram, and you need a representative. I volunteer. I volunteer like they do in the Hunger Games. I volunteer my services. Okay, cool. So I shoot Sony. I shoot Sony A7R4. This is not my first full frame camera, but it's my second. My first full frame. This is a mouthful, y'all. My first full frame. Jesus. My first full frame camera was the Sony A7R2. No, just two. The A7 II. Then I upgraded to the A7R4, and I have introduced myself to the 7200 lenses. Okay, so now you want to be an event photographer, and you want to be a wedding photographer, and you want to say, okay, Bree, say that the Lord has gave you, somebody has blessed you with a blank check, and you got to go to your nearest camera store, and you wants to ball out on the bus. You don't worry about it, right? So your gear setup, right, for event photography is probably a full frame camera or a crop sensor camera, either or, because I feel like I have shot on crop sensors before, and I still done a good job. It depends on what's your juice. What gets the girls going? What's your prerogative? when it comes to do I want to go full frame or APS-C. And you might be looking like, Brianna, I don't know what those words you are saying. Can you break that down? So, APS-C camera is a crop sensor camera. It is now. Don't ask me about numbers. I can know how to break it down to you for you to understand, like you one of the homies. If you one of those people, those technical people that needs exact numbers and ratios, please go to Google. I could just direct you and break it down to you in layman's terms on how to use the gear. Okay? Because I know at some point you get to talking all of the this ratio, that ratio. I'm gonna look at you like you got 4, 6, 7 eyeballs on your forehead. I'm like, break it down to me like a science. That's how I can do it. All right, boom, cool. Uh, so APS-C crop sensor camera is just when you if y'all can see it, my camera. It's just okay. So this is a full frame, right? Picture perfect. Hey y'all, picture perfect. So this is a full frame sensor, right? So all of this that's in between here is what my camera and what my sensor is capturing. Now crop is like, you know how you crop your photos for Instagram? All you're doing is that. Probably like about that much. Depends on your sensor size. Basically, on a crop sensor camera, you get to see that much and you capture that much. And you can use a wide angle lens to get as a wide shot. That could be a fiction, but it's like, yeah. But full frame, this is the full frame. And then when you put a wide angle lens on it, you get more, what's the language? More coverage of your subject. More coverage of what you want to see. More coverage of what you want to capture in a way. So that's all is different. So if you got the budget for a full frame mirrorless camera body, like the A7R4, go for it. But if you like, I ain't got $5,000 right there, like that, Bree, all I got is a good 1,200. A good crop sensor camera will also do you justice as well. I think for me, somebody broke it down to me when I was in undergrad getting my bachelor's degree and I was starting photography. They was like, anybody would do. The main thing you really want to invest in is your glass. What is glass? Your lens. You there are people that I know that still shoot on the Canon T3 Rebel I, but they have high quality lenses, and you couldn't even tell. Cause that glass is glass. There are some lenses that are made with plastic, and you can tell some heavy duty professional lenses are made with straight up glass, clearness, beautiful, crisp, mwah, mwah, mwah. It's just like whoo. How they say in the Lion King, whoo, Mufasa. Like once you get into photography for real, you get to that point, you be like, oh, Mufasa. That when it comes to gear, right? Okay, event photographers. So I'm going to show y'all my setup. So right now, like I said, we have the A7R4, TikTok, social media up there. Boom. Now, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the comments below, and I'm gonna try to navigate through all my platforms to see who said what. I am using Streamlabs right now. It's supposed to pop up, but I'm doing my best. Okay, so I'm a wedding photographer and an event photographer. 9 times out of 10, I do have two camera bodies. As a wedding photographer, you're supposed to have two camera bodies, just in case. Now you can shoot on one and be fine. The main reason why you want to have two camera bodies is just in case if one happens to the first one, you got to back up. Some people have two camera bodies to do double duty, meaning so I have this A7R, 7200 G Master lens. Right? This is my zoom baby. This is my baby. This is my portrait baby. This is my headshot baby. This is my baby. This is wah wah wah. I know. Wah wah. I know. I know. Wah. This my baby. This gonna pat the booty. This the baby. This is where I have saw what crispness look like. This is where like I finally upgraded to the glass from the plastic. This is my workhorse. This is where I can zoom in and get that shot. This one I could be not lazy, but I could be all the way in the back of my church and still zoom in and still get the shot and tell the story. Like this the baby. I know, baby. I know. I don't worship it, no, but this is just the baby. This is just the baby. Get the shot. But the 7200 lens is a good, powerful lens. This is Any brand that you have, every photographer is going to tell you get a 7200 lens so you can zoom in. You can get that details. You get that crispness of it all because it's a good portrait lens and it's a good zoom lens. I am so grateful I have this lens because there have been plenty of times where I have weddings and the priests have told me you cannot come too far besides the back of the fifth row. Do not disturb this sanctuary. Do not disturb this church. Do not disturb our Catholic service. Do not do it. Do not come up there. We really don't let photographers up here, but for Saint Nicholas and them and the gang, it's gonna be a no. Oh, okay. So so in my head, I can't get my detailed shots in the moment, but I already know. Okay, I have to reframe them shots, and with the 7200, we gonna zoom in. Like, oh, okay, don't worry about it. Even though you said don't go past that fourth row, I break the rules just a little bit so I don't get caught. But I just do it because I'm short. I'm short, and I what I do is I get on my knees, or if you play Call of Duty, I go to prone style, and I just stick my hand out, and then so this is like a stitch in my hand, and I just zoom all the way in, and I still get that shot like I was close up. Um, Sometimes I like the 7200 because it allows me to be a secret ninja, a silent ninja. A lot of brides now are asking for candids. This is a good lens that allows you to get that candid shot without being on top of them. A lot of people, you have to understand, this gear is intimidating. A lot of people are not used to having professional gear around them. They don't know if they not saying they insecure, but they are going to be nervous. It's a sticker just popped off. Is this okay? So see, not a lot of people are going to be comfortable with being around this type of gear, and they nervous. So I like it when I could tell some of my brides or their family members or their guests are being nervous. I just draw back. I draw back, and I kind of like it because I get to sneak and get grandma who's been running away from me at the wedding. Grandma, I'm gonna get you. I gotta get this picture of you because your granddaughter paid all this money for me to be here, and I gotta get you. If I don't get a picture of grandma, then I didn't do my job right. So I like it when grandma is talking to her best friend and then the aunties and stuff like that. I always hide. Also, this is a 2.8 millimeter lens. I get to hide behind somebody and I get to barely like poke it out and still take pictures of it. So this is good for like action shots. I have shot a foot putting of my alma mater to me. What's up, Wolverines? Um, Alumni games, stuff with this. When I say this baby is cool. Will I get a bigger one? I don't know. But I'm right now I just do corporate events, regular events, and weddings. I don't think there's a need for anything bigger. Now, if I get hired by the NFL, the NBA, NASCAR, or anything that's like super high speed, then yeah, I will have to invest like in the prime zoom lenses. So they have like I know Sony have like a prime 300, and they say that thing is big, and I have to get a monopod for that just to keep it up there. Yeah, I'm like the NFL and NBA gonna have to send me my first check before I even get a 300 lens with that. But this is good. This is a good standard all around lens for your events, corporate events. I have also shot the Black Women Expo in Chicago at the McCormick Place. This has been good. I have shot like Nene Leaks, Twister, not Busta Rhymes. I must be shooting Busta Rhymes soon, Lord, in the name of Jesus. Fashion shows with it. This is good for fashion show, photography, all of it. I have done Dallas Fashion Week with this lens. I ain't had to bust a move. The only thing is, this does get heavy. If you are not used to doing a gym or doing curl ups, y'all can't see it, but TikTok can. Like, y'all see how my arms is? Lifting this thing up like this and holding it like this for hours. This is how my arms like cut diesel. Holding this lens. Holding this lens, because this lens, child, this lens be holding it. I know everybody named Mama trying to invite me on TikTok. Give me a second. Need someone. Hey, Maggie. The blister baby. Oh, the bitter baby. Hey, y'all, on TikTok. Okay, so that's what you use for events. Now, if you're doing headshots and branding, this is a good branding lens as well because it has that buttery smooth bokeh. And if you don't know what bokeh is, like some of y'all might be on Pinterest, some of y'all might seen like those airy photos with all the blur or circles in the back. This lens does that. This lens does that. It does it real well. Uh I have done branding shots on this before. Now the only thing is when you are doing it like a studio session with this, make sure you got a lot of room to back up to do it. This is not a good lens for tight spaces. I have to make it work because right now this is my only lens available. But normally I do have an 85 and I do have a 50. The Nifty 50 is your best friend. That Nifty 50 be letting so much light in. I'm like, you know what? Everything don't need to be in focus right now. I'm gonna drop to 1.2. That Nifty 50, amazing. Okay, hold on, excuse me. Excuse me. All right, so that's your Zoom lens. So you zoom in your events, um, speaker events, corporate events, branding events. Do it that way. Hey, Aaron, do it that way. So you do that. So now we're going to talk about your flash. So you always going to need a flash, a off camera flash. Now, hey. Let me tell y'all something right now. This is me personally. Take it how you want it. If you got a pop-up flash on your camera, hey, Miss Nene, I did not forget. I was at the dealership today when you sent it over, and then my phone died. So I'm gonna send it once I'm done with this teaching. I got you, Miss Nene. Uh, future client. Do not. Well, nope. Delete my last. I take that back. If you got a pop-up flash on your camera like the ones that you go, it has like a little fat butt right here, and it go when you trying to do that. So it's like, and you shoot on auto. That pop-up lens only pops up if you shoot on auto. If you on manual, it will never pop up. It will never pop up. You have to force it up. There are tricks and. Okay, so anybody want to know what type of brand? Like I use Westcott. I use Westcott everything. I use Westcott everything. Hey, Westcott lighting. The same way I asked Sony. If you need a brand new brand ambassador, contact me. Let me know. Just let me know. Okay, so this is an off-camera flash, right? Y'all just saw me grab a little thing. Are we lagging on? I see we a spinning circle on Facebook. Are we okay? Are we live? Okay, we live on YouTube. Are we live on Instagram? Okay. Oh, my throat is dry. Hey, Pizzy. I'll be trying to join your live, Pizzy, but by the time I like click in, it'll be off. Okay. So off-camera flash is this item could be on the stand, on off this. This is nowhere near my sensor or my lens. It's away from it. And I can use this as a directional light. So let me cut my flash on, right? Mind you, flash, I don't want to cause no epilepsy to nobody. So let's cut it on. Jesus. Okay, cool. So this is going to be the trigger for it. So it's a radio transmitter in there that Westcott talks to, or Godox can talk to, and it says, "Hey, we're going to trigger this flash and whatnot." So basically, if I'm at a wedding and I want to do a silhouette of the bride and groom, shout out to Jermaine Horton. I saw him do this. And say that, okay, I'm gonna put this underneath me, right? And for some reason, I want the silhouette of my legs, right? But the creative thing about having an on-camera flash or some type of radio transmitter device that could talk to it. Hold on. Okay, so it's not on. Let's see. Did I sleep it? Are we on standby? Uh-oh. Why are we not talking? speed light. Now, what I love about this one, it does a speed light. It could be a speed light or it could be a slave master. The battery dead? What's happening? Okay, sometimes when that happens, you got to throw it on the camera. Oh, one of these got to be thrown on the camera. Just so you can start talking to something. Yeah, there you go. I just saw the green light pop up. What is happening? This is not a good look. Client. Okay, there you go. You see the red button? There you go. So the red button, the red light is popping up. So this little red light y'all seeing, so basically it's a red sensor that goes out to measure the distance of my subject and this. So basically it's going to tell this, hey, flash this hard on it. So basically it's a client. So basically I'm going to radio in the setting. So y'all see how this says 6.4? 6.4? And you be like, where did that sentence come from? This master. So this is the master. This is the master. I'm dialing in all my functions in it. And then you like, we were talking about event photography. This is still event photography. Because at one point of your event, you're gonna have to do some type of portraits. Or you're gonna have to light the dance floor at the event. And from these triggers, you don't want to keep running all across the reception room or the event hall to put every light at a certain power. Hold on. There we go. Now we flashing. So that's what the off-camera flash look like. So I could probably take this off. So if I say group C, so basically it's on a channel. Yep, there you go. Channel C, you too hot. And we had a 6, so I'm going to drop you down. So actually, look at it. We're talking to TikTok right now. I'm going to, let me mirror that for y'all. Hold on. You too hot. So I'm going to drop you down from a 5 all the way to a 3. And I'm not touching it. I'm telling it to go to a 3. 3.5. Test. Okay, we still connected. Boom. Go from there. And that's how you do that. We got 2 people on YouTube. Hey, YouTube. Hey. So that's with the off-camera flash. So basically, here's my camera. My camera's off. My flash is off the camera. And it's flashing. That's what the basically is for a event photographer. Now, say that you don't have a radio transmitter, but you just need a flash. It's also better, and I always recommend get a flash that's a TCL. Brand-wise, I'm going to tell you Westcott because I need them to sponsor me. Off-camera flash, you go that way, and you want to get the swing head because once you get into event photography a little bit more, there's a thing called angles. Inverse triangle ceilings and spread out to my subject, right? That's when it says 90 degree. I can put it at a 75, so it's going to shoot at a 75. Whatever I'm telling it to shoot, bounce off that wall. Cool. Now, this is the biggest Achilles heel at all event photography. Some venues will have, I guess Facebook is down. Is YouTube still up? Okay, YouTube is still up. Is Twitch still up? I think Twitch is still up. Okay, that's fine. So the biggest like forever Achilles heels as an event photographer is not every venue is made the same. You have to understand when you are shooting white light off of a subject, off of a wall, it can come back into your subject, come back into your detail shot as a different color. So that's when it also will say on the back of your camera, change your color space, change your Kelvin and stuff. So that way you know, okay, I love my church. Don't get me wrong. We got black walls in my church, y'all. The walls are black. Now, I have never shot a flash in there in that prayer room yet. But, if I ever do get booked for a wedding, like on the paid time, I'm going to have to use this flash. So what black walls do is take away light. It snatches away light. It's negative. But if the walls was white, it's gonna bounce. So there are some venues that have white walls. I'll be like, oh yes, it's pure white. I don't have to use a diffuser. I'm gonna bounce this light. So if I'm shooting here and there's a wall right here, I can do that way. It's gonna go poof. It's gonna go poof, poof, to my subject. So it's like an angle. It's always about angles in photography, right? It's all about the angles. So it's gonna fill it up. Or I can put my subject in front of a wall, and I can point it right to the wall. It's gonna just like the fireworks. In a way, when you think about it. Am I losing anybody? Anybody got any questions? Okay, no, cool, awesome, got it. Stand that flash, because those that are on the Canons is so short range that it don't go too far, and it look like very, very like wash out to the skin. With the off-camera flashes, it give it more like a natural, professional feel. You could just tell somebody would just point and shoot. That's the only reason why I did not like shooting with my pop-up flash on my Canon. Was it gave like Polaroid. There's nothing wrong if you have like a Polaroid film camera. It gave that, but if I'm calling myself a professional, like this got to look professional, like lighting, in a way. But yeah, those are like I would say your biggest gear that you would need. I didn't talk too much about my camera body, but we about to get into that now. But you always want you to have a zoom lens for long distance reach in portrait, because just in case you might be in a event, they might not allow you to get too close. You will always need a prime lens. I do not have my prime lens on me right now. It's in the shop. So your prime lens is a set focal length. It do not zoom in. It do not zoom out. It's just stuck there. So a prime lens could be your 80. You might have heard of these numbers before. A 80 millimeter, no, 85 millimeter, a 35 millimeter, a nifty 50 millimeter, 135 millimeter. Those are all could be primes, right? So, so like for my zoom lens, I could let me take my hood off so y'all can see it. But it got an internal zoom. I could twist this in and out. It could zoom. Prime, I can't even twist it. It's gonna stay locked. It's gonna stay locked on that 70, and that's it. Now I have to physically move to get closer. That's what that is. So for all event photography, you always gonna need a zoom. I don't care if it is somebody's birthday in the club. You're gonna need a zoom. You probably gonna need a prime. Prime is like top 2, and then if you can't get a wide, get you a 35 prime, or get you a wide zoom. So that's going to be for Sony. That's going to be like that 1635 or that 2470. Oh my God, I shot on the 2470 recently and I loved it. I love 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 it. So that's what that is. So you know, so that's gear. So the A7R4 is just a full frame camera, mirrorless, very expensive, top dog. I've been doing this for 10 years. It's by Sony. Good color payout, good focusing, sharpness, sharp images out the gate. I do need to reset my color profile because I have set this thing. That's why I've been feeling disconnected with my camera. I did not set my color profiles in there. Autofocus is amazing. It's just go get the Sony. I'm gonna just tell you that. Go get the Sony. Okay. All right. So that is it for today for Talking Gear. If anybody have any questions, ain't nobody responding, ain't nobody leaving no chat. So that's it. TikTok, you stay. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night tonight, and I'll talk to you later.